All right, this is one of our newer recorders. It's a Kawtco password protected recorder. Let me show you a little bit about it here. On the back, you can see it's got all the markings on it for you. Your record and save button, your on-off button, your scrolling up and down, and your menu button, volume button. And there's your USB connector right here. Let me show you from the side. Now the way this works is here's your on-off button. You can see it here, put that on. It's going to come on. That will time out eventually, which saves you battery, but if you say you want to use it really quickly, you can just turn it on, and then whenever you're ready to record, you just flip that record button up right there, and it's going to record. Now I want to show you how to set up the settings for it, because once you get it, you're going to want to set the date and time, set the volume or the voice activation, and so on. Alright, so first when you turn it on, it goes to set, hit the menu button on the side. It starts off with the record set. So let's hit menu again. Record from is the first thing that pops up, but that's so you can record with the microphone in or the built-in microphone. Make sure you push that M button again. That's like your enter button. Otherwise, if you don't, you just go back out of it. And this is how you'd back out of it here. Then it's not going to be set. Alright, let's go down to the next one, which is record format. Record format. Hit that again. You can record either MP3 or WAV. We're going to leave it in WAV, but if you have a player that only plays MP3, you can switch it to MP3. Button again, go down. Set record bitrate is the next one. Let's go into that. That starts off at 292 and goes all the way up to 3072. Basically what this is going to do is going to give you a much more high definition recording the higher bit rate you go, but it's also going to eat up more of your memory. 256 is actually a really high bit rate, and it's very clear. I'd start there. More times than not, you don't need any more than that. Like that. Let's go down to the next one, which is sensitive recording. Click on that. What this does is like, think of it as your gain control. It's going to amplify the volume or amplify the sound coming into it, and it's also going to help with your voice activation. Generally speaking, you should keep it pretty high. Most times I'll keep it at 6 or 7. That's going to help you kick off the voice activation easier with lower level of that sound, because it's going to amplify it to kick off that voice activation. But you can play with it. If you're in a loud environment, say you're inside of a car, something closed in, you may want to take it down a little bit. But I'm going to leave it at 6 for now. Scroll down again. And this is the recording segment. And that's in minutes. So basically every file that it records, right now it's going to record a 10-minute file, and then it's going to go on to the next file. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's only actual 10 minutes, because if you're in voice activation, 10 minutes could be an hour or two or even more, just depending on how much voice it heard to record or how much noise it heard to record, because it's going to use 10 minutes of actual recording time. All right. Back. Monitor settings. Not really even sure what that does. I can't find any documentation on it, and it doesn't seem to make any difference when I change it. So we're going to go ahead and skip over that one and leave it. AVR set, that's your voice activation. So let's click on that. If you want it on, it's going to start, when you flip that record switch, it's going to be in voice activation mode. For now, I'm going to leave it in the off position. Alright. Auto record. This is your scheduled recording. So if you want to schedule record, you could set a time. Say you want it to start at 9 o'clock and turn off at 11 o'clock. This is where you would set that time. Really pretty self-explanatory once you get into it. Okay. Alright. Let's back out of here again. Next one, we're going to go down here to the password. This is if you want to use a password either on or off. Right now it's on off. Let's back out of here. We'll show you the next one. Is where you would PW modify is where you'll change your password. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And it says origin, which is the original password, which is 0000. So just click on that. It's asking for your new password. To do your new password, you either go up or down on the scrolling here. All right, so I'm just going to do a 9, and then if you hold it, it'll go over to the next number, and then you can change that to whatever you want, and so on. Hold it again, it'll go over to the next number and the next number. And then when you're done again, of course, you'll go ahead and click on it. And it says success. So now your new password is set. So you're going to go down to System Settings. Click on that. What that is really is just a date and time stamp. So go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, it's just taking you to 2023. As more you click on it, it's just taking you to the next set of numbers. So you can just go through and set the proper date and time. Hit the back button. Scroll down. Backlight, that just changes the backlight on the screen. Go ahead and click on that. It's telling you how long that backlight's going to stay on. 10, 20, or 30 seconds, or all the time. I like it at about 30 seconds, so it gives me time to mess with it when I need to. Back button. Language, you can just change your language. Self-explanatory. Back. Sleep timer, you can hit a sleep timer on it. Set sleep. Click that, and then you can go up and down and set it however you want it. Go back out of that. Go up to off. Contrast, just the contrast on the screen. And if you go all the way up in that, you'll see the screen get darker, and it just makes the screen dark. I usually just leave it on zeroed. Okay, let's go back. Disk space, that's just going to tell you how much disk space is left on. Player info, really it's just going to give you your model number and everything for the player. KZD38. Factory reset, be careful with this, because if you go in here and set this, it's going to it's going to change everything back to factory settings, so everything you've put in here is now going to be gone. Now be very careful with this format device. If you format it, it's going to erase everything you have on it, on the device itself. Alright, next to show you some of the other settings on here. Once you turn it on, you come to this screen, you can scroll up and down, you'll see music, voice. Music is just going to show you any music that you have downloaded onto here, because it can be used as a music player. Voice, this is going to take you to any voice files that you have on it, so you can listen to it right off of here. It does have a speaker on it right here, so you can listen right off the speaker, or it comes with headphones that you can plug in up here to listen to it using headphones. And that also has a microphone. Alright, so now you can see your voice, that's a file on the voice recorder right there. Click on here, you can scroll through your files. You can see up here, this little number on top, you see the different, it's changing. That is where you can tell it to repeat. If you've got an equalizer, you can click on, and you can set it for normal, rock and roll, pop, etc. Let's go back on that. Variable speed, you can set it to, if you want to listen to your recordings a little faster to just get through them, here's where you can delete file. You can delete that file, or here you can delete all. Really the easiest way to do all this is if you just plug this into your computer, and you can see all your files on a computer, and you can go through and delete them really quickly, or you can save them to your computer, you can email them, etc., whatever you want to do with them. Alright, so let's go back. That pretty much covers it. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is how to connect the recorder to your computer so you can view all your recorded files on your computer. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to plug it into your computer. It's going to pop up, it's going to ask you for your password. So this one is just 9,000. So I just changed the first number to a 9 and press the enter button. And it'll pop right up. There you go. So there's the file on your computer. And now you can just use the computer alone to look at your files. You don't need this recorder anymore. You just set it down. So you just go over here, double click on the record file that popped up, and these are all the files on it. These are WAV format, so some media players won't play it. We recommend a VLC media player. They're free to download. I'll put down below on where you can download it for free. And we'll just go ahead and click on one of the files so you can see how it works. I'm going to right click. I'm going to pick Open With, and Windows Media Player Legacy will play a WAV file. Click on that.
Test, test, test. Testing, testing, testing.
That's it. As usual, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Give us a call. We're always happy to help.